There are numerous charms in Dubrovnik's old town, but if you are staying here for more than about 3 days, you'll want to get out and about. So today we are exploring a little further afield. This is Travelcaster, the travel pod that takes you there. So far we've explored Dubrovnik's famous city walls, the forts thereabout, some of the fine artwork and history of the city, and taken a trip out to Lochram Island. But today we are heading beyond the old town walls and out into the city itself. Join us for the journey. Now, while the Old Town has plenty of charms, if you're staying here for any length of time, you'll want to get out to explore. Take a bus into Lapad. It's a bustling suburban centre full of locals, nice little cafes. There's a big post office here if you've got to send stuff like, I don't know, postcards or parcels. And then from there, it's a short walk from the Lapad postal centre down to the marina. Now, this is a far cry from the cute little port in the old town. The main port of Dubrovnik, stretching around this enormous inlet, has got an enormous amount going on for it. And it's not necessarily the most tranquil of areas to sit. You may find the sounds of boat building going on and repairs and angle grinders and the traffic constantly going along the strand here, but it is a lovely place to take in the view of all the various nautical finery in front of us. There are high-end yachts worth millions and millions of euros. There's a cruise ship in port today, not the biggest one I've seen, but it's certainly going to have a few thousand passengers on it that'll all be up in the old town now. And smaller craft as well that will take you to a whole host of destinations. If you just walk along the Gruž side of the port, that's where most of the trips go from. But from this side, the Lapad side, it's a little bit more exclusive. So I've seen adverts for yacht trips, for jet skis, all that kind of stuff. And it's an area that's had loads spent on it in recent years. You can tell by the feel of it. Everything feels rather new and modern, including the bench that I'm sitting on here. Good bit of solid wood. But it's also got an inbuilt phone charger, so you can just rest your mobile on it and it's going to give you a bit of juice. Now, there are two ways to get to the port by bus from the old town. If you take a number 5 or an 8, that's going to take you into Lapad Centre. From there, it's a 10-minute gentle downhill stroll to the marina here. Alternatively, from the old town, you can take a number 1 or 2 that will take you to the Gruž side, and that's where you can embark on trips to islands and other destinations. You're listening to Travelcaster, today coming to you from the port of Dubrovnik in Croatia. To find out how to get here and what to do when you arrive, check out travelcaster.blog for loads of great tips. And don't forget to subscribe wherever you're listening. As you walk from the Lapad side to the Gruž side of the port, you'll come through a park, a play park that's a little bit down at heel, it's got to be said. But right in the corner, next to the shopping centre, is a rather striking bit of artwork. It is the St. Blaise, it says on the plaque, the first battleship of the Croatian Navy Task Force Dubrovnik, the symbol of resistance during the aggression of Serbia and Montenegro on our town. It's another reminder of the recent past of this place, and it's quite a poignant symbol. Next to it, a memorial stone paying homage to those who lost their lives. Now, from the St Blaise boat, walk across the road to the shopping centre and settle down for a bit of people watching at the Amici Cafe Bistro. As you can hear, it's not the most quiet of places. However, the views are good and the coffee is cheap. So's the cake. €7 for both. It's about half of what you pay in the Old Town. Now, there are some things that are universal wherever you are in the world. It's the 31st of October, and in the park next to the port here in Dubrovnik, there are a couple of blokes from the council threading Christmas lights through the hedges. It's going to look pretty, that is. Well, our trip to Dubrovnik is just about over, back at the airport now. We mentioned in episode 1 the idea of getting the airport shuttle bus into the Old Town. But if you're staying elsewhere, or if you don't fancy a bit of a hike on the way back, it is possible to get a taxi, and it is going to be cheaper than the 40 or so euro that I mentioned in episode 1. All you have to do is either book online with whatever provider you're using, and you may well get a discount. So I managed to get a taxi from the Old Town to the airport this morning for €25. And that is just about going to wrap up this season of Travelcaster. Over at travelcaster.blog, in episode 6 of this season, you'll find a complete guide of how we did this trip, including costs and prices at 2024 rates. There are also plenty of episodes from our previous seasons, including rail travel across Europe and a visit to Italy's Liguria and Tuscany regions. Check it all out wherever you get your podcasts. And join us again soon for more Travelcaster, the travel pod that takes you there.